something that I want to watch right away. So this has got lots of root growth. Hopefully we can see this, but in the bottom you can see there's some root growth, and more than just the tap root, but lots of little roots. That lets me know that this little guy is ready to be transplanted. So there's enough right there to start with. You know, find 2 plants, 3 plants, even just one at a time, to move and plan where you're going to move it, and then go back to your box and keep this progress going as you work along. So we're going to do a transfer here. I'm taking one of my 4-inch starts from the greenhouse, and this is corn, the sweet corn that I want to plant in my Zen garden, and use it actually as a barrier. Okay, so this is our surface area that we're working with here. And I said I wanted the corn to go about right there, and I'm just using use any tool, a trowel. This is just a handy garden blade I have, and literally just gonna move a little bit of dirt, and I want to incorporate as much of the soil that the plant is in already at the moment. So we're gonna make a good size hole to fit all of its soil in there. As you can see, this is not the primest soil for vegetables. It does have some dark matter to it, a little bit of organics, but it's full of clay and sand, and also a lot of granite rock, a lot of pebble that was laid for landscaping. But it's gonna be enough that this corn will veg out and make a nice barrier plant, probably as tall as me, which is fine. Okay, so here's the tricky part. You don't want to damage the plant. I have dry soil, so it's going to be kind of flaky, but it's best if this, if this was watered, say, earlier today, and it's in a way that it's held together, a little bit easier, but that's okay. But I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to hold my fingers on the plant in the soil like this, and I'm going to turn it upside down, kind of squeeze the sides, loosen the roots from the bottom, and shake it a little bit, and it'll just kind of pop out. See, like that. And if you got enough roots going on, if you waited long enough, it should hold together. And then I'm just gonna flip that around. Okay, I'm gonna drop a little bit of soil in there because it's a little bit deep. Okay, and that's fine, because then I'm gonna have some nice loose soil underneath. We aerated it. Okay, that's about right. So I'm gonna just kind of bring that soil back in. Okay, there's no mistakes here, just happy accidents. Okay, so the next part is watering your plant, your transfer plant. If I haven't mentioned it already, a lot of my techniques I use is from growing in the cannabis industry, and I can say that now because it's legal, at least here in California. One thing that we used when transferring or cloning was a root accelerator, and these are great. And I still have the root accelerator that I buy from the Netherlands, or bought from the Netherlands for this purpose. I still have it around, and this is great for any sort of gardening. It's not made for cannabis specifically. It's for house and garden in general. So it doesn't have to be a high-end Dutch brand like this, but you could find root accelerators at hydroponic stores or online. There'll generally be They'll consist of nitrogen and potash as their main ingredients, and that's what you want to look for. Very small amounts. And these root accelerators generally go a long way. I literally use a few milligrams in a whole gallon, and it goes a long ways. So that's why I've had a bottle around for quite a while. They're not cheap, but they're well worth it. So I'm going to add that to the watering can you see behind me. We'll do that right now. So first off, when we're watering, we don't want to use water straight from the tap. If you're an urban or suburban farmer or gardener like we are on the city system, and that water has chlorine in it, which is not great for plants unless they're pretty hardy. And in this situation, we're dealing with small transplants and delicate roots. We really don't want to have that city water. So if you are using city water, I'll talk about how to treat the water. But with a rule of thumb, just to make it short, if that's what you're putting in your watering can, pour it in there from the sink or the hose or wherever it's coming from, and let it sit for an hour to aerate, and then come back to it. In this situation, I already have a watering can that is half full of water. I'm pretty sure it's not tap water because I pull it from my rainwater. But in this situation, this is great if you already have a half can of water. From there, add your nutrients, and then try to add some plant safe water. And we're gonna do that right now. Okay, so we're gonna add some root accelerator, and make sure that your water container is not completely full, because you're gonna wanna mix it up a little bit. You're gonna wanna stir it. So I'm just gonna add just the tiniest amount, and this is awkward because I'm holding a camera and pouring this at the same time, but you really just want the tiniest amount, like that. Usually concentrated root accelerator like this, really just add a tiny bit into a gallon, and you'll save it. Even if it says to add more, less is better. I'm going to say that a lot. Less is always better. From here, grab a stick. I just use a paint stir, and I stir it up, and then we gently water the plants. Okay, remember, there's no mistakes. Just happy little accidents.